Hello and welcome to my Sunday From. It was a long week and it was like the same thing every time. It's always something that somebody pulls out of you know, just pulls out of their toy box and like a little kid just picks and picks and picks at everybody around them. And people get tired of it and they don't take a hint. And it's like you can't just keep telling these people you're not welcome. Your voice is not welcome here. It's full of hate. Please stop. Discontinue using the platform for that purpose, and and get some help, please. Like, really, who sits there and fights for something that is just bringing other people down, that is just dividing people? Stop doing that. This is not the place for that. You treat somebody how you want to be treated, and you show somebody how you want to be treated by respecting and acting a certain way. But when they see somebody else treating them like that, when they see each other treated a certain way, getting the business, as I call it, how is the other people going to view them? I don't agree with this. Like, the next generations to come, like, they need to have a place where it's peaceful. They need to have a stable community. They need to have a place of stability. Xenophobe, racial, what have you. I don't advocate for things like that. I don't advocate for forced doxing. There's so many different aspects of the drama that was created. Really, nothing good can come from something negative. A lot of people don't want to hear it, and they don't want to hear the truth. And the truth is, we all deserve to be loved. We all deserve to be respected. We all deserve to be heard. That there's a new trend going around, and it was kind of unique that that they're not excluding anybody from the conversation of toxic masculinity, like machos, and it was like it was very inclusive of and on point with the fact that both genders can participate in that, which is true. When somebody is participating in positive or negative things, they're just human, and they can participate in toxic masculinity as much as the next guy. Some communities don't accept and appreciate and devalue the fact and concepts that, it doesn't necessarily have to be a man's fault. Let's see, I heard the term spinning plates, and I think, like, for me, spinning plates, it's kind of gross. I think of spinning plates as somebody that's basically a pickup artist. I don't really think of them as in a very casual way. When you're saying you're spinning plates, it's like you're objectifying a person. I think in these times, when they're saying spinning plates, they don't necessarily mean that they're just merely dating other people. I think that they mean that they're portraying themselves in one way and behaving in another. And I think that they mean, when they're spinning plates, that they're very much acting as a user and very much abusing the relationships of another. And when they say spinning plates, that means, they're taking somebody out and stringing them along. And that's what I think that means. Modern women, when they were using the word modern women, they started using it in a very negative way. And I think that's very, it's kind of revealing. Like, we know that there's some type of energy behind when you're saying that, the same trashy dialogue. But modern women, to me, what I think it means is just that girls that, they just want to be more, I guess, just have more room to grow, I'd say. I don't think that modern women should be portraying a gender a certain way. And if it is, I think it's probably going to be along the lines of women that wear too much makeup, that that like the club life um, over like over everything. Like they like also they also like to to date around. So they're always like basically in a salon, and that's not new to me. Like it's probably new to some people, but it's not new to me. When I was growing up, it was very much like you had to sit in a certain box. You had to wear makeup. Women, girls, we had to learn to wear makeup and paint our nails and do manicures to ourselves. We had to learn eyebrow. We had to learn everything, and I think that's what kind of made me push me into the beauty community. You know, when I was younger, when I first started YouTube, I think that the fact that that was more portraying the modern girl. And a lot of times people ask me, hey, you know, you're a person who I would like to know your ideas about girls who wear makeup, and I can tell you, you know, as a beauty guru, um, I guess, well, you know, if your job requires you to wear makeup, we have to present ourselves a certain way. Our image is very much like just like a retail salesperson, a car salesperson, a real estate, you know, broker. It's very much we have to keep an image, and it's very much, you know, dependent, or sometimes people say that it's dependent upon um, you know, our job, or how we portray ourselves is dependent upon the job, you know. But like I said, I was born in a different time. We were expected to be put in a box and labeled, and wherever we landed, we landed. But at the same time, we had to work and push the imagery out, because that was a lot of saying, this is what I can do. You know, this is how much I can, I can, this is how much pressure I can withstand. This is me, um, you know, trying to present a person of great appearance, of great ability, of you know, impossible future greatness as well. And you know, it was not like how they say pick me, whereas pick me are girls who are just expecting people to just come and swoop them up. It was not, you know, like you're just gonna be slanging this concept that you should be chosen. It was that you went and applied yourself and worked hard and strive for greatness. And that's where, you know, I guess all of this is coming from. I get asked a lot about things like that, about the club life, like how I feel about the club life. I don't, if you knew me like more on a personal level, you would know that I'm a dancer, and I've said this before, I'm sure. Um, I was recognized for belly dancing. I was recognized for folk dancing, ballet folklorico. I was recognized for, you know, dancing in general, break dancing, pop dance, you know, ballet, jazz, just, you know, arabesque type. And for me, dancing was very much a part of my life, my whole entire life. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, 7 days a week. I was, you know, enraveled with dance. And so, yeah, nightlife, dance. It was to the point where I could say that my and even to push this even further, my quinceañera was disco themed with the fiesta. decorations and all that. It was fiesta themed, but it was kind of like disco themed for the reception. And so it was it. My whole life has been about dancing. I taught dance, and I never stopped dancing. Very much, yes. Very much, very much nightclub, yes. Discotheque, very much. But yeah, and I also get asked a lot about, let's see, I get asked a lot about men, like, what's my type, things like that. So, well, um, oh, and, about how I feel about relationships personally. And I can tell you how I feel about relationships personally. So, I'm pro family, so, like, I'm very family oriented. I'm just, matronly by nature. I'm not Mimi. I'm not a matronly person, but yes, I'm very much in the kitchen, scratch made everything. I'm very much gardening. I'm very much, learn to tie your shoes, and yeah, that's me. I'm very much pro family, so I'm thinking, ahead of myself when before I even meet anybody. So yes, very, very yes relationships for me. As far as my type, I'd say I like um I like a very successful person, a person full of greatness within. I like a person full of greatness um outside, and just all throughout their life, just excellence, and you know you know maybe even a good work ethic. Okay, I wanted to talk about high value men and things like that. I was asked about how I feel regarding high value men and MGTOW. So I would like to just say that a lot of times in this community, in the red pill community, that you'll encounter people who consider themselves MGTOW, who also men who consider themselves high value men. They're not necessarily going to be a different, set of people. It's not necessarily a different concept because, like where you're at in life, I don't believe has anything to do with going your own way. And I don't think that, you know, striving and achieving greatness and, being exuberant aesthetically is going to necessarily mean that you're not going your own way. Or I don't understand why, like, um, if you're asking me that I think that high value men should be used derogatory, no, I don't believe that. If it's being used derogatory, do I believe that? Sometimes people are just gonna mix things up because they just hear things and it just registers, and it kind of you know it just kind of instills people with somebody else's insight. And I think we all need to just get out of our heads a little bit, and just be inclusive. How they were using the term toxic masculinity, it was being more inclusive and it was not excluding anybody. Well, I don't think high value man is going to exclude anybody, just as much, from bringing a positive light to men. I think, if anything, at least it's, kind of like a compliment. It's like, just like an aesthetic, like, you know, like you just, some people just want to be recognized for all the things that they worked so hard at. So um so yeah, I don't think it necessarily has to exclude anybody from the bunch because somebody else out from the outside is feeling a certain way. You don't have to put everybody a label and exclude people from joining in. Um, and I think um, I think a lot of people are curious more now than ever about MGTOW because they're talking so much about being single, and they're saying that women are trying to be modern women because they're single, and um, and that's a problem for them. And so I think a lot of times people are single because they want to be single. I don't really think that we're all necessarily driven to one side of the fence and excluding everything else just for kicks. I don't believe that. So um do I believe that it's possible like this maybe some people don't have time, or just some just extrinsic thing that we just don't end up with somebody. I don't believe that's gonna be affecting only one gender. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Oh, I think what people were getting at was, what is men going their own way? And I think I already said that what men going their own way is. It's just a community, part of Red Pill, um, part of the manosphere. Um, they they just don't um, the part where the relationship with a female comes along, that's not gonna be them. Like, they're not gonna do that, and they don't want to do that, and they want to find ways that um, are not gonna include that in life. So their lifestyle is um, is vastly kind of solo. So it's not like oh, some people are like, oh, that's so lonely or depressing, and I bet it's like eventually gonna affect them. I don't believe that they're very hermit. Like, I don't believe like a person is a hermit just because they are having a lifestyle. I don't believe that. Like, so no. Um, I mean, I don't really get questions a lot about that, but I do get like, oh, I heard you listening to that. What are you listening to? One time I had like a bunch of military personnel come up to me and were like, thank you. And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. And so a lot of people like to hear what the red pill has to say. A lot of people like to hear what MGTOW has to say, and it doesn't necessarily make them, less of a person. I think just them being them, they're, great themselves, and, just like the general public, red pill is also a lifestyle. So we're very much a part of, communities, and I think a lot of people will misconceive that. But thank you guys for interacting with me. I had a really hard week with all the drama, but you guys make it worth the while. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See you guys. Bye bye.